Good morning children. Welcome to MBM classes. Today let us see the most important topic, that is parallel lines, intersecting lines, linear pair, vertically opposite angles and the properties of parallel lines. Now what are parallel lines? Parallel lines are two or more lines which are going forward in the exact same direction. That is, the distance between their lines is always same. For example, if you are going to take this scale, if you are going to observe this scale and observe this edges of this scale, it is going in same direction throughout and the distance between these edges is always same. Throughout this scale you are able to observe the distance between the edges of the scale is same. So this is a very good example of a parallel line. Now what are non-parallel lines? Non-parallel lines are the lines they intersect each other at any point in the direction they move, and also the distance between the two lines is not same in the case of non-parallel lines. Suppose I am going to keep one scale like this and another scale like this. Can you say these two lines are parallel? They are not parallel because these two scales, after moving, they are intersecting over here and the distance between these two lines is not same. So these two lines are the very good examples over here as a non-parallel line. They intersect over here at some point over here. So these two lines we cannot say it as a parallel line. Next is intersecting lines. When two or more lines cross each other in a plane, they are called intersecting lines. The intersecting lines share a common point. So if you are going to consider this as one line and the second line as this, they are crossing each other and they have a common sharing point over here. This point you call it as point of intersection. Suppose if I am going to keep one scale like this, the another one like this, this is forming the shape of X. So X is a very good example of intersecting line. This point you are able to observe. This point you call it as the point of intersection. You can see a scissor over here. Scissor is a very good example for vertically opposite angle. If you are going to consider this as one line and the second one as this line, they are both intersecting at a point. So you can say that these two angles are equal. That is, the vertically opposite angles are equal and the other two angles are these two. Suppose if you are going to close this will become a single line over here. So you understood what is vertically opposite angle over here. Next one is linear pair. Linear pair is a pair of adjacent supplementary angles. So whenever there is a straight line and you have adjacent angles over here and that adjacent sum of those adjacent angles is 180 degree, then you can say that is a linear pair. It always occurs in a straight line because straight angle is 180 degree. So even though the two adjacent angles are Even though they are adjacent angles, if their sum is not equal to 180 degree, we cannot say it is a linear pair. So in all linear pair, the sum of two adjacent angles is always 180 degree. Again, scissor is a very good example for linear pair. So you can see this scissor. So this is a straight line over here, and this is acting as a ray. This ray, though since this is a straight line, the sum of two angles is 180 degree over here, and depending upon this ray movement, one angle is increasing and the other angle is decreasing. See, if this is acute, the other angle will become obtuse. If this is acute, the other angle will become obtuse. On total, the sum of these two adjacent angles is equal to 180 degree. Since this is a straight line, two angles are formed over here, and these two angles are adjacent, and the sum of these two adjacent angles is 180 degree. And also you should observe, if this is acute, if one angle is acute, the other angle becomes obtuse angle over here. If this is obtuse, this angle is becoming acute. So this is a very good property of, very good real life example of linear pair. One more example, you can see your vegetable chopper at home also. While cutting the vegetables, you can see that also form a very good linear pair example. Even if you are going to consider this as a straight line, again these two adjacent angles are forming a linear pair. Again these two linear pair, these two are also linear pair. So scissor is a very good example for vertically opposite angle and linear pair. So when there is a line cutting two lines, wherever it is intersecting, four angles are formed over here and four angles are formed over here. So among these four angles, we call the angles above the line, that is angle 1. Let us name these angles as angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, angle 6, angle 7 and angle 8. Now angle above the line, that is angle 1 and 5 and angle 2 and 6, you call it as corresponding angles. Also angle below the line, angle 3 and 7 and angle 2 and 8, sorry 4 and 8 are called as corresponding angles. There are four pairs of corresponding angles. One is 1, 5, next is 2, 6, next is 3, 7, next is 4, 8. So there are four pairs of corresponding angles. Now the angles inside the lines are called as interior angles. So these are the angles inside the line, and if they are opposite, you call these two angles as alternate angles, and these two are also called as alternate angles. So there are how many pairs of, two pairs of alternate interior angles. Similarly, if you are going to consider the outside angles, so this is outside and this is also outside, and these two are alternate. So there are two pairs of alternate exterior angles. So totally there are four pairs of alternate interior and exterior, that is alternate angles. In general you can say they are alternate angles. Two pairs of alternate interior and two pairs of alternate exterior angles. Now coming to the last one, supplementary angles. So if you consider the interior angles, these two are interior angles and again these two are interior angles. Now we have to consider on the same side of transverse. So this is the left hand side and this is the right hand side. The angles on the left hand side, the interior angles on the left hand side are called the co-interior angles. Similarly, the interior angles on the right hand side, we call these as co-interior angles or supplementary angles. If the supplementary angles is 1, co-interior angle, sum of co-interior angles is 180, then the lines will become parallel. If the corresponding angles are equal, these two lines will become parallel. If the alternate interior and exterior angles are equal, then the lines will become parallel. They become parallel only if they are satisfied. So from this figure, you can very clearly understand by seeing the colors that these alternate interior angles are equal over here. Since they are given same colors, it shows the angles are equal. Here alternate exterior, here corresponding angles. Also these two angles show the co-interior angles. That is, the sum of co-interior angles is equal to 180 degree. Hope it's now clear to you what are corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles and co-interior angles. Now let us see the sums based on this. Properties of parallel lines. So this is the window plane of your house. You are able to see the rods of the window are showing a parallel line, and these vertical lines are nothing but the transversal. So at the intersecting point of the parallel line with the transversal, how many angles are formed? 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here also 1, 2, 3, 4. Here also 1, 2, 3, 4. So you are able to see, since these two lines are parallel, these two rods are parallel, so these two angles will be equal. So the angle above the rod, here also the angle above the rod, here also above the rod, here also the angle above the rod, you call it as corresponding angles. And similarly angle below the rod over here, angle below the rod, here also angle below the rod, angle below the rod, you call it as corresponding angles. Now coming over to the alternate interior angles formed inside this parallel line, you call it as interior angles. So when you cross, put a multiplication sign over here, these two angles will be alternate and these two angles will be alternate. So you call it as alternate interior. So angles outside the line, here also angles outside. There are 4 angles, they are called alternate exterior angles. And coming to the last one, sum of co-interior angles. So these two are called as the co-interior angles on the same side of transversal, that is the left hand side. Here also these two are the co-interior angles on the right hand side. Their sum will be equal to 180 now, because that line is, windows of the rods of your windows are parallel. So it will be equal to 180 degree. Here also it will be equal to 180 degree. So this is a very good example in your house to show the parallel lines intersected by a transversal, and you can understand the properties of parallel lines very easily over here. So one more very good example I made for linear pair. I fixed 2 scales over here. In between one protractor is there to show that this angle over here is 180 degree. So this is 0 degree and this is 180 degree. So this is a scale which is a straight. So straight angle is 180 degree. And this scale is acting as a ray over here. So there are 2 adjacent angles, and sum of these 2 angles now you can understand is equal to 180 degree. And if I move the scale like this angle is becoming acute. So this is now it is showing 50 degree. So what will be the remaining angle? Remaining angle will be equal to, since total angle is 180 degree, this is 50 degree, means this angle will become 130. So you can see in the figure also it is showing 130. Not in the figure, this exact, it is in the protractor, it is showing 130 degree. Similarly, if you move the scale like this, if you want to increase this angle over here, this angle is showing now 100 degree over here, and so the remaining angle will be, here it is showing 80 degree. That means if one angle is given, I can find the other angle by subtracting it from 180 degree. Corresponding angles, alternate angles are equal can usually proved by keeping these 2 scales parallel to each other and setting the protractor like this. When the 2 scales are parallel, these 2 angles are equal, you see. The angles at the top, here it is showing 70 degree, here also it is showing 70 degree. Similarly, the bottom 2 angles are vertically opposite. Alternate angles are also equal. They are also showing equal measure. Here also showing, it is showing equal measure. Similarly, if you are going to add these 2 angles, keep the protractor and see these 2 angles, the sum of these 2 angles is equal to 180 degree, and sum of these 2 is also equal to 180 degree. So you call these as co-interior angles on the left hand side on the same side of transversal. Here also sum of these 2 angles is 180, you call it as a co-interior angle. Since angle above the line, here it is 70, here also it is showing 70 degree. So when they are equal, the lines remain parallel. Suppose if I make this line intersect each other, are you able to see? Are they equal? And is it equal to 180 degree? No. This is not. This is an obtuse angle, and again it is an obtuse angle. We cannot have 2 obtuse angles over here. So it is not, the lines are not parallel over here. Similarly, this angle is decreased over here at the top. When the lines are not parallel, you are able to see. See, the lines are intersecting over here. If I measure this angle, this is reduced to now 30 degree, and here this angle is increased over here. So the lines are not parallel when the corresponding angles are not equal. The lines are parallel only when the corresponding angles are equal. But the transversal is there, angles, all 8 angles are made, everything is there. Only thing, the angles, when the angles, corresponding angles are equal, the lines become parallel like this. If the lines are not parallel, when they are intersecting each other like this, the angles differ, they are not equal. So we are concluding the lines become parallel only when the corresponding angles are equal, or alternate interior, alternate exterior angles are equal, or the sum of co-interior angles is 180 degree. So I think you are able to understand this properties of parallel lines using this project, using this model very clearly. Now here you have to find the value of x. You are able to observe two lines are intersecting. So you know the property, whenever two lines are intersecting each other, vertically opposite angles are equal. So angle APB is given as 40 degree. Therefore angle CPB will be equal to 40, since they are the vertically opposite angles. Coming to the next figure, here AB is intersected by CD at the point P. Both the angles are given as 3x plus 15 degree, and here it is 4x minus 5 degree. So these two angles will be equal. So 4x minus 5 is equal to 3x plus 15. In bracket you have to write vertically opposite angles, and equating the like terms, 4x minus 3x is equal to 15 plus 5, which is equal to 20 degree. Now in this sum we have to find the value of Q, where AC is a line segment given. So whenever there is a line segment, you know that sum of two adjacent angles is equal to 180 degree, and they are forming a linear pair over here. Two angles are there, so we'll be writing the reason linear pair. So sum of two adjacent angles is equal to 180 degree. 7q minus 46 whole degree is equal to 3q plus 6. 7q plus 3q is equal to 10q minus 46 plus 6 is equal to 40. Therefore 10q is equal to 180 plus 40, which is equal to 220. Therefore the value of q is 22 degree. So this is how you apply the linear pair property. This you are able to observe. It is given in the question that the line segment is AC. It is a straight line. So since it is a straight line, you know the sum of two adjacent angles is equal to 180 degree. We can find the value of q. Linear pair property can be used only when it is given it is a straight line. Now this is a very important property based on the parallel lines, sums based on the parallel lines. So it's very easy to solve over here. So here one of the angle is given as 65 degree, and we are asked to find the other angle. So always first we will complete this circle over here. After completing this circle, we will move on to the next circle. So here two lines are intersecting. So angle 8 will be equal to 65 degree, vertically opposite angles. So here I have written angle 8 is equal to 65 degree, vertically opposite angles. Now coming to angle 5, it is a straight line you are able to observe. So 5 plus 8 will be equal to 180 degree. So angle 5 will be equal to 180 minus 65, which is equal to 115 degree. Now we have found all the four angles. So it is very easy to find the remaining angles over here by applying the properties of parallel lines. So you know this is 65 degree, this is the angle below the line. So you know what is the angle below the line over here? 2. So angle below the line, you call it as corresponding angle. So angle 2 will be equal to 65 degree, which is nothing but corresponding angle. Once the corresponding angle, one angle is found out, it is very easy, just like over here we can find the other angles over here. So angle 4 will be equal to vertically opposite angle, which is equal to 65 degree, and again angle 1 will be equal to by linear pair, it is 115 degree. Again angle 3 will be equal to vertically opposite angle, which is 115. You can also use alternate interior and alternate exterior, any other property, but this is the most easiest way of finding the angles. First use vertically opposite and linear pair wherever one angle is given over there. After that you can find the first, complete the first circle, then move on to the second part. In this way you can find these angles.